Talk about the quarterback duel. You out-dueled Peyton Manning in a Super Bowl. You see Russell Wilson, who's close to you and a big fan of yours. How's this going to play out? I know they don't actually meet, but they're going to be dueling. How's this going to play out?
I just know this. Anytime you're playing against Peyton Manning or a Peyton Manning team, you know that you have to be near flawless. You've got to be as perfect as you can be, just because you know that he's going to be that way. And also, I think you have to play somewhat, I think carefree, just in the sense that you can't be so uptight to make a mistake that it's going to happen, and you have to try to steal possession somewhere. That kind of is where the onside kick came in our game, where it's like, hey, let's steal a possession. Let's not leave anything out there. Let's make sure that we are being as aggressive as possible and playing this game to win, not playing it not to lose.
All right. You faced that Seattle defense twice, and Richard Sherman and all they bring, and you faced them up there. How can Peyton Manning solve them? I mean, how difficult is that defense to play against?
I think the style of defense that Seattle plays, it becomes all about matchups. They obviously like to just kind of bump and run those corners out there and get physical with the receivers. Richard Sherman is one of the best in the game, if not the best. His ability to match up on, Demaryius Thomas, Decker at times. I mean, who knows if they'll match him or if he'll just play outside. But, the matchups with Welker inside, Julius Thomas, obviously you see that Denver executes that passing game very well, whether teams want to play man or zone. They've got a lot of playmakers. Their tempo at which they play with certainly benefits them. But Seattle, while it being a pretty simplistic defense, what they do very, very well. And they've got great playmakers on the back end. They're all ball hawks. So they're all in and around the ball, poking it out, tipping it up, making plays. That's why this is just a great matchup. I think this is what everybody wants to see, is how that offense will match up against that defense.
Prediction?
I'm not going to root against either of these guys.
Okay. Last one, and only you're one of few that can talk about game day itself. How do you stay calm when, it's the game of your life. Millions upon millions are going to be watching. How do you not get spent emotionally by noon of game day?
You just try to convince yourself as much as you can that it's just a regular game. And I think the team that does that the quickest in this game usually is the one that is just able to stay poised and kind of get rolling. It's obviously a huge moment for everybody, even if you've been here before. There's no feeling like it, but it's still a game, and you still have to execute the game plan, and you can't make it bigger than it already is.
Did you have that moment when you were on the field just about kickoff time and you looked around and soaked it in and said, wow?
Oh yeah. What
was that like?
I remember our backup quarterback at the time, Mark Brunell, kind of looked over to me and said, is it everything you thought it would be? And I just took a moment and looked around, and I was like, yeah, and then some. It's incredible. Lights bulb flashing when the kick goes off, and here we go. And you step out there for the first time, and you're jittery, you're nervous, and like I said, you just kind of have to find that place to just, okay, reel it back in, and here we go. This is football. This is what you're born to do.